Hi everyone, welcome to Thursday's video. It's been a busy start already today. I had to go out early to get some cash out of the cash machine, then come back and edit yesterday's video, which I'm just about to upload. I've also got a little mini project to do up here in the editing room today as well. I'll actually show you in the corner here. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen my photo of this. This is the Mica Studiolight. It's actually upside down on my desk at the moment. It comes with this little sort of bracket that's going to go, or clamp I should say, that's going to go onto the side of the desk over in the corner there, and then the arm goes into this sort of hole in the top here. So that will be a really nice addition to the editing area here, because when I work in the dark it's nice to have some additional light so that the brightness of the screen isn't too sort of bright. And also over here, this is something else I'm working on. This is a little sort of private sort of hobby little project I'm doing for my mum, and I'll tell you more about it when I've sort of worked out exactly what I'm doing. But this is a little bottle of ink. I'll show you it. Look, it's really nicely presented, very cool, and this is in organic brown. And then over here, these are some bits and pieces I got off of Amazon and also Cult pens, and I've got a fountain pen here. I've also got a converter to convert that from cartridge to be able to use the bottled ink. And then I've got some Rhodia pads that were recommended to me by Jeff, not Jeff, which is really kind of him. He gave me some good advice on the best sort of pads to go for. So hopefully that will work out really well. And as I say, I'll share some more with you about that as and when I can. But now I'm going to actually tidy this really messy area up and get this Studiolight installed. So I have now tidied up this area over here, and it's looking really good. And I've also installed the Studiolight, which I must say is from a company called Yellowtec. Now, if you want to check out their products, they do some fantastic things. I've been working on one of their mic arms as well, which I'll show you in another video. And they're all of the same design, and they all work with the same sort of system. So you can sort of mount monitors, microphone arms, this Studiolight, and all different things using the same system. Really great system, and it looks superb as well. So as you can see, this area here is now tidy. The reason I wanted to clear this as well is because I've got another piece of technology coming into the editing room very soon. Been working on putting something in here for probably about 3 or 4 weeks now, and just finally sort of got the funds together for it. And you can see the Studiolight in the corner. This is sort of at full length, and you can put this out of the way, which is really nice when it's not in use. We've got the little desk grip or table mount system down here, and you just sort of turn this bottom section and it grips tight to the table. And then you've got these friction mountings. You've got one here, one further up, and then one at the top here, and you can turn these again to adjust the amount of resistance when you're angling the various arms. Now I'll show you the light portion in a minute, but I just want to try and hold the camera back out here, and you can get to see that you can move this sort of around, so you can rotate it, and then you can also move it down and up. I'm not even sure if I've got this in frame, but that is it in a lower position just there. And then you can even put it all the way down. So if I'm working on something and I want the light right close to the desk, you can put it down into this position. Now while I've got it there, I'll show you that this head, this actually turns as well, so you can direct your light at what you want it to be shining on. And then if I turn it all the way round, you'll get to see this is the light element just in here. Now let's turn this on. So we've got this button on the top where we can push to turn it on, and you can see it creates a really nice light, very nice. And again, I'll just show you that you can sort of angle it over here, or we can angle it over there and light up the headphones in the corner there. And you can also tap and hold this button in. So if I hold this in, it actually dims the light. You're going to get some flickering on the screen as this dims, but there we go. You can actually dim the light. The light isn't actually flickering like that, it's just on the camera only. It's only on the video that you're watching. And then if I hold it all the way down, it goes all the way down to low brightness. And then if I start holding it again, it brings it all the way up to full brightness. And then again, you can click to turn that off. Really very good indeed. Let's just turn that on again, so we illuminate that area. And then, as I say, when it's not in use, we can just pop this out of the way. I'll leave it on for now, but if you were going to turn it off, you can just pop it right out of the way, so that it's not occupying any sort of desk space. A really, really nice system. I love it. Owl. Ow! So now it's early evening. We're actually eating later tonight. It's just coming up to 7 o'clock and we're probably about half an hour away from eating. Normally we eat a little bit earlier in the evening, but I got so busy that cooking is a little bit behind. Today I have been planning the technology that's going into that empty space in the editing room. You know, I showed you earlier in this video. So I'm really excited about that. I haven't actually got it coming in yet, but it's certainly in planning. And also, I wanted to share with you a little bit of exciting news about what I've got planned coming up on the Geekanoids channel, but I'm going to tease you, make you wait right till the end of the video to tell you about that. The rest of my day, I've been catching up with some news, and a lot of it's been coming out of NAB 2014, but there's also been some camera releases as well, just general cameras rather than video cameras. So the first one that's caught my attention, and I'm referring to some notes on my screen here, is the Nikon 1J4. Now, I've tested some of the Nikon 1 range before, and the J4 is like the lower end, the entry point for the Nikon 1 system, and it looks really good. 18 megapixels, CX format sensor, hybrid autofocus system, and that means it's got both contrast and phase detection on it. 20 frames per second on the shooting, continuous autofocus and Wi-Fi. So it looks really good. It looks like a nice sexy camera. Interchangeable lenses as well. Well worth checking out. A lot of people didn't like the Nikon 1 system because it's got a smaller sensor, but it's been really good and they're very, very fast responsive cameras and great for video as well. So that one might be worth you checking out. And then some of the news that came out of the NAB show, this might not be for everyone, but it interests me certainly, is the Atomists Shogun. Now, what the Atomists range of products are is they're external recorders. So if your camera's got a clean HDMI output, and I believe this has got SDI as well, then you can actually use an external recorder, and it means you get better sort of quality, non-compressed footage recorded to whatever the recorder offers. And this one accepts 2 solid-state drives. You can connect this to maybe a DSLR, for example, and record to an external SSD. The new thing with this one is it actually supports recording at 4K resolution. So for all of those people out there that are using 4K cameras, and I'm going to be joining that foray soon as well, you can now record in 4K to an external recorder. So that's really exciting. I talked about the Blackmagic cameras yesterday. The studio camera still interests me, but it's more for this sort of broadcast live environment. You'll understand why it interests me in a short while. And then there's also a company called AJA, which has announced a camera called the Klon. This is a 4K APS-C size sensor camera. Looks really superb, and it records direct to solid state drive again. So really exciting that we've got some more choices coming in as well. And then of course some of the news I missed yesterday was about the Sony Alpha 7S. Now this is a full frame camera. So full frame is one of the compact interchangeable lens cameras from Sony. But it's only 12 megapixels, which is interesting. That has apparently got a very big benefit when you're recording video, in the fact that it reads all of the lines of video on the sensor as it's recording them. The thing that confused me about this camera, and I will read up more about it over the next few days, is that it's got 4K output. So it doesn't record 4K video internally, you have to output it to an external recorder, and they did this to keep the size of the camera down. And that's the bit I didn't understand, because yes, all these other manufacturers are managing to do it internally in the camera, so why couldn't Sony? That's what I don't understand at this stage, but still a very, very interesting camera. Now, I'm not going to bore you anymore with any more of the releases because all of this information is available online, but they're the highlights that interested me. Now, I mentioned that I was going to save a little bit of a surprise towards the end of this video, and the reason that the Blackmagic Design studio camera interested me is because I really enjoyed when I did the editing room tour. I followed that up with a live broadcast, and it's my intention to get into the studio and the editing room the technology to be able to broadcast at a much higher quality to you on the Geekanoids channel. Now, I'm not going the Blackmagic route, I'm going a different route, and I'm going to tell you what that is when I've actually got it in the studio. But it is going to result in a lot more live broadcasts, so you heard that here first. Possibly live broadcasts at least sort of 2 or 3 times a week, maybe even every day. You might have to put up with looking at this every day on a live broadcast. Not quite sure yet, because I'm still actually refining the details of what I'm going to do. But certainly a very exciting prospect for me to look at. And it'll be a trial period, I'll tell you that. I'll see how well received it is. I'll obviously gauge the feedback from you, the viewers, as well. But I'm very excited about it, extremely excited. So I'll let you know what all the products are as they come in. And that way you can follow along my journey as I set them up and try and get them configured so they work properly. So that'll be interesting as well. So that's been my day. I hope you have all had a fantastic day as well. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that like button. If we can really get a lot of likes on this video, even hit the like button if you want to see these live broadcasts. That really would give me a good indication of what you do want to see and what you don't want to see. So have a great evening, everyone, and I'll see you all again in tomorrow's video. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you'd like to watch another amazing video from me, please do click that top box. And if you want to subscribe to my geeky channel, click the red box on the bottom of your screen now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.